It was just a few text messages we was just exchanging. Nothing major, just a little text message. I was never gonna call the girl for some pussy. Are you rolling?
Yeah.
What up, suckers? What's up, motherfuckers? What's up? And I'm the saddest bitch in America. Sideswiping.
You look like a rapper.
Do you look like a rapper, fool?
You look like a SoundCloud rapper right now.
Dude, SoundCloud is where it's at. If you ain't on SoundCloud, you ain't nowhere, dog. If you ain't on SoundCloud, you ain't nowhere, Little Larry. That's your name on fucking SoundCloud. JR's name, if you guys want to look him up, Little Larry. And he raps like this. Don't call me today. Call me tomorrow. Because my friend is my family. I only have friends with my family. My grandmother, my sister, and my brother. And he doesn't even have a sister, so he's fucking full of shit. He ain't even a street dude. He's like, you know how you have credibility in the streets when you talk raw, rugged, and real? JR isn't raw, rugged, or real because he always makes up shit about his sister, which he doesn't have it. If you don't have it, don't talk about it.
I have
That's
a sister.
that's the rule of the streets.
I have a sister.
What?
Yeah.
Since when?
I don't know her.
Oh shit! Sorry to bother you, bro. My boy has an estranged C-store.
No, we can't find her, bro.
Well,
apparently
dude,
is a rumor that I have one.
You're probably closer to your family than I am, though, dude. I'll tell you right now, and I know my brother. Dude, it was just my nephew's birthday. My nephew just turned 1 year old. 1 year old? Well, anyway, my nephew just turned 1. And what do you do for a 1-year-old? You know, I was like, I went to Amazon, dog. I got all the Chinese toys. They have one lady doing the voiceover. Lion, tiger. I'm a tiger. And you know it's the same lady that does when you go into like a shop and it goes, welcome. Do you know when it goes, ding, and it goes, welcome? It's that same lady is doing the voices for the toys that come out of China. I got my nephew this toy. It's like a little glockenspiel. It's like, red, xylophone, welcome. It's so great.
You think she gets residual checks?
Hell yeah. Every time you push the button, dude, that bitch gets 25 to 35 cents. Ganga shoot. So, dude, last time we were talking about 90 Day Fiance, and I got to do some reparations. Okay, guys? There has to be some reparations made. And the reparations come in the form of apologies to the people that I thought were not the people I thought they were, if that makes any sense. Dog, listen to me. Listen to me and listen to me right now real quick. There were some people that I was a fan of, and then some people I was like, oh, this lady sucks. One, Debbie, the mom. I don't know if I said I love her. I love her. Larissa and Eric. Now I know their names, too, because I watched a little bit more of the episodes. I'm a judgy individual. I judged them too early. Larissa, I still hate. Hey, who is against the queen will die. Hate her. Debbie, I'm done. I'm done. I love her. Debbie's the mom. Debbie knows that the son Colty, as Larissa calls, Colty don't buy me a big ringy. That bitch sucks, dude.
The Brazilian bitch.
She's the worst, bro. She is the worst. I will be the millionaire. And everybody else on the show hates her. I watched a little wrap-up show. There's a little wrap-up show.
Damn, you went.
Dog, I went hard, man. I'm in a quarantine, dog. They're shutting us down again. They're shutting us down. I'm going to be watching 90 Day Fiance. That's all I'm going to do now. And I'm a season behind. This is the one show that you watch now, and I'm reviewing old shows. I'm doing it all wrong. I'm doing it all wrong. I've been doing it all wrong. What I put out on YouTube, what I put out on my Instagram. I don't use my Instagram much. Guess what? Because I don't take joy out of it all the time. So I want to do stuff I take joy in. And I'm like too much of a perfectionist with shit. I don't want to put it out. I think I could do it better. I've said that before. Which brings me to this. Special time. Special time. It's not even a special. It's not shot in a special manner. Okay, this is going to be my comedy hour. It's just a loose comedy hour I did in Calgary right before quarantine hit. Okay? And the reason I have so much energy on this podcast is because I'm excited to get it out, dude. It was like probably like a month before we went into hardcore quarantine. We started to know what coronavirus was. You know, I did a few hours. I was doing a weekend in Calgary. And I'm just going to put up like one camera, one shot of the straight set. So a lot of people have asked, and I know Some people say a lot of people, and there's nobody asking. But I'm going to tell you right now, in my 10, 12 years of doing stand-up, I've always had people ask me, no bullshit, when are you going to put out stuff? When are you going to put more stuff out? Because I never put it on YouTube because I was always so precious with my shit. And I've said that time and time again. And now, JR, I don't know how many times he told me, dude, just put out your shit, dog. My sister's going to love it. You didn't even know his sister. So it's time. It's time to do it, and I'm going to do it before Thanksgiving. I'm going to do this podcast. We're doing it Monday. I'm going to edit it this week and put it up by Thanksgiving so you guys can enjoy the hour with your family on Thanksgiving if you care to do that. You could sit around since we can't go anywhere, put that bitch on the TV and enjoy it. And that's my gift to you. No charge, man. Free. You guys have showed me love throughout my career. I'm going to show you some love, and I'm going to put that special, or I don't want to call it a special because it cost $3. It was JR eating some fries and fucking ketchup, manning a camera.
And because I know there are going to be haters on the fucking thing. We broke the lever to the tripod, so I had to hold it with both hands and twist it.
So this guy, if it looks janky, it's JR. That's JR's action right there. When you'll see in the beginning, it even shakes. I'm like, dude, we didn't even start yet. That's the low budget camera guy. No, my boy was on the camera, dude. We just went up there, did the set, and it's gonna come out. And then later I'll put out like a little crowd work section, which is another like 20, 30 minutes of just purely crowd work of me riffing and messing around, which I think that's one of my strong suits, is just fucking around and being in the moment. So that'll be coming too. So there's a few little exciting things for me to be sharing with you guys. And I hope you guys enjoy it, man. I know some people waited for a long time. Some people don't care. But it's my gift to you for the holidays. So you guys can enjoy that while you're eating gravy and stuffing your face with cranberry sauce. That's it, man. That's what I'm excited about. So check that out. It's going to be called Amir K Live in Calgary, because that's where I was. Calgary, Canada. Cali boy in Calgary.
Whoa.
Shit.
You just changed the name of this?
I just may have changed. I think just Amir K Live. I ain't trying to do no specialty, because it ain't. Because I don't want anybody thinking it's something it's not.
Yeah.
It's straight up just a raw hour. Go on and check it out. So now that we're done with that part of the show, let's move on and talk, man. Back to 90 Day Fiance, okay? Asuelu, I apologize to you, man. That dance you do, dog, I need to learn it. This one, that shit is fly shit. Tell me you didn't get a bunch of ass in Samoa. Dude, you were getting so much ass in Samoa, and then you moved here and have 2 kids. I want to have a big family. Dude, you're my favorite character, Asuelu, and I apologize for shitting on you in the past episode if you're watching this.
He grew on you?
He grew on me, and because I was watching the recap show where they're interviewing everyone, and he was great, man. He was so cool, and then he lost it at one point. He goes, and he starts smacking himself. I go, this guy's my favorite one. My boy's got a little, he runs a little hot. It was great, man. Steven and Olga, I hope you guys work out, man. Steven was the dude from like Maryland who met a Russian chick, Olga, and she's a sweetheart. I changed my mind. She ain't one of those Russian, hello, buy me purse. I don't think she's one of those. I actually think she's a genuine sweet girl from what I saw in the thing. She could be fooling me, which they're really good at doing too. The mail order bride. Lita, I'm sorry, man. I'm still not a fan. Lita is the Indonesian girl that came and ruined Eric's life. Eric was the guy who like kicked out his daughter. Poor guy. You know, he was getting a little ass. So he's like, you got to get out of the house. And you could tell he didn't want to do it. He kicked his daughter out of the house. His blood daughter kicks her out because he's getting some Indonesian tail. That ain't good parenting right there, dude. He's like, get out. I got to get some ass. You got to go. It's about time you leave. You're an adult. She goes, I'm 13. Get out. And I think everybody else was kind of on the recap show was like talking shit to him. Jamaican boy, Jay, and fuck, I forget her name. Dude, that guy, he ain't going, he's not going to cheat. I'll put it that way, okay? So, all right, double negative and work that out in your mind if you aren't already thinking about stuff. The dude created a Tinder account the day they got home from the wedding. If that's not some fucking, here you go, I'm 20 years old shit. I don't know what is. The day he got home from the wedding, he's like, let me get on this Tinder right quick and do a few swipes. Just want to see what's out there. I just said I do, but let me check the freaking big up. Let me check the fucking Tinder up. What's the Tinder got to say today? And then he was trying to tell his girl, he's like, it was just a few text messages we was just exchanging. Nothing major, just a little text message. I was never going to call the girl for some pussy. Why would I get some pussy from her when I can get it from you that I'm tired of you already? And then I found out the chick's got kids.
Oh.
The girl had kids the whole time. Where the fuck were the kids when they were taping the show?
Ooh, probably the parent, the father didn't sign off on the waiver.
Ooh, good call, man. Yeah, putting your kids on that type of show is a little weird.
Yeah.
You know, back to my nephew. My sister-in-law doesn't want to put him on Instagram or social media and stuff like that, which I totally cool with. You know, it's like the kids got pictures out before they're out of the womb. What is it? The sonogram? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
The sonogram is already up. I have 3 pictures of me as a kid. I swear to God, my parents, like, there's a billion pictures of my brother, dude. When they had me, they're like, well, maybe I was an ugly kid. They're like, bro, the camera's broken and we ain't getting a new one. I lose my camera. That was funny if you watched the previous episode. I have no camera. So I don't know what happened, but I don't have many baby pictures. My brother's got a ton. And I think my mom was like, felt bad. So she's like, that's you. Like, oh, that's him. You know, when you can't really tell what a baby is. She was trying to tell me like I was me when it was really my brother. I think that's how it goes. Like the first kid, all hands on deck, bro. We're watching out what he does. No. Don't let him touch that. Don't let me. I was running around with the fork, just jamming it into wall sockets. They weren't even paying attention. They're like, why does his hair look like that today?
It depends, dude. And my grandma was the opposite, because I was the firstborn and my brother was the secondborn.
Hell yeah.
They ain't give a fuck about me. But also, they also did raise 8 other kids. But we couldn't get away with shit because my grandpa already knew everything, dude.
Yeah. Once they have a couple kids, you can't sneak around.
Do you ever sneak out of your house?
You know what's funny about us? We didn't even have to sneak out. My dad was never home. That motherfucker snuck out. Be like, Dad, you coming home? He would sneak back in 5 a.m. Hey. Act like he was sleeping the whole time and shit.
That's funny.
He's like, I had to work. Oh, did you? This guy. Ladies man, dude. Still, to this day, showing me pictures of chicks on his phone. Still, to this day, showing me pictures of... Look at this. This was a week ago. He's staying at my brother's house. I don't know where he gets the libido, dude. I don't get it.
Your pops is fucking...
Bro, he's
I think
out
people
there.
want to meet your pops, bro.
Oh, everybody. I mean, ever since I did this video a long time ago of like, son of the bitch, how my dad used to call me when I was a kid. Yeah, son of the bitch, you're a clown or whatever. This video I did years ago, like one of my first bits in stand-up. And the Persian community really liked this bit because it was, really relatable to a lot of people's experience with a Middle Eastern father, that it kind of went viral. And so still to this day, people go, Amir, son of the bitch. They'll yell that to me if they see me. Or you clown. They'll say that a lot. Are you a clown? It could have been worse stuff. That they were yelling. One time I had a joke. This is when I was like, it was a cool moment. It was like I had a joke about the punchline was like my dick was like a baby carrot or something like that.
Yeah.
And then I was walking, I forget where, but some guy rolls down his window and goes, "Baby carrots." And I went, yeah.
It was like your little fucking tap on the shoulder moment. Like,
Yeah, keep doing what you're doing, man.
Yeah.
This was a week ago. I'm kidding. There's nothing like it though when they don't. Then you think that they know you and they don't know you.
Yeah.
That's the worst thing that you could do because you go, "Oh, hey, what's up, man?" One time, this guy was like, "Hey, what up, man?" He's like yelling at a car, and I go, "What's up, dude? Yeah, what's up? Thank you." And I think I even did the prayer hands. I go, "Thank you so much, thank you." And then my boy Daryl goes, "Yo, dude, that was me. What the fuck?" It was my friend Daryl. He wasn't even a fan. He goes, "You thought I was a fan, huh?" I go, "No." I said, "No, dude." I totally thought it was. But anyway, yeah, it's like, because those things make your day, and sometimes you reach for them.
Yeah.
I remember one time I was at the Comedy Store, right? And I just had a set in the belly room. So the Comedy Store has 3 showrooms. They got the main room, which is the big room. It's like seats like 400 people. And then they got the original room, which is the room that everyone usually goes to. It's not very big. It's probably like 150 seats or something like that, I'd say. Maybe 200. And then the belly room, which is like 60, 70 seats. Now the belly room is kind of where you start at, and you'll do a lot of your beginning shows there. And headliners perform there too. Everyone performs there. It's just another stage, which is a good stage in a smaller room. Chappelle did a special there. So we had just done a show in the belly room, and I was pretty new, but I was really just like had a good set, I thought. And I was just amped on the set, you know? So like in the early days, you might like go and stand by the door after the show, but you act like you're not, but you are. Just to get a couple pats on the shoulder, you know? It's a rough business, man. Any like little bit of encouragement helps. And comics may say they don't do it. They fucking do it, dude. Yeah. Stand there and they go, hey, good job. Thank you. You know, waiting for compliments. Everybody does it.
You don't want
dude.
that moment to end.
Yeah, and you go, oh, man, that's great. You liked it? And they go, I thought you were someone else, motherfucker. But this particular moment that kind of humbled me was like, I thought I had a great set, you know, and I realized I'm at the Comedy Store with like fucking 200 other dope-ass comics, you know, in the building at once. They're all there. Everyone's just hanging out in the same building, and this kind of brought me back down to the ground when I had a big head after a show. I do the set, thought everything was great, and I'm like, yeah, let me go stand by and get some of that love, dude. So I'm walking out, and like the Comedy Store, you kind of walk out, and it's pretty narrow, the little hallways to get out to the front patio. So you might bump into people that are just at the show, and you're like looking for eye contact. I swear to God, I'm not bullshit, dude. You know what I'm talking about. And then you might look and go, and they go, hey, and you go, oh, thanks. And they go, well, no. Anyway, I'm walking out, and it's a really narrow like hall to get to the front bar. So I'm walking up there, and this guy goes, hey, man, great job, man. And I'm just like, he's got to be talking about me. Who else? He said, great job, man. It's me. He's talking about me. So I turn around, I go, thanks, man. And I grab, and he's like reaching out for his hand. And I'm like, thanks, man. And I grab his hand. And he goes, what the fuck? And he goes, no, man. And he turns, and Brett Ernst, who's another comic, is right beside me. I didn't see him. And he was going to shake his hand. And I intercepted the fucking guy's hand. And he goes, what the fuck? No, man. And dude, I felt so dumb. I go, oh. And like, Brett was in the OR original room or whatever, and I was in the belly room, and that guy was talking about it. He didn't know who the fuck I was. So imagine some weird fucking guy like me grabs his hand, and I wasn't even on the show that he watched.
But did the dude know? Because, you know, since you're a comic, fools would probably do that as a joke.
He was a genuine fan of Brett Ernst.
No, I understand. But what I'm saying is some comics would do that as a joke. Like someone goes, oh, I'm a great job. And you go, oh, thanks, man.
And you
like,
take
as
it
a joke.
right?
Like you're doing the joke.
This was 100% not a joke.
Exactly. He could tell that because you could, or you played it off, or you.
I did not play it off, sir. I was like, oh, and my face told the whole story. Everything you needed to see was right in my face. When I go, oh, ha, and that's it. I just went, okay.
So you couldn't bounce back.
There was no bounce back, dude. Not at all, man. And there's nothing worse than bombing in front of another comic like that in a social setting. Happened to me a few times. In front of Bill Burr in the back in the Sacred Ground area, man. It's just, and you just never, and you know, you're all peers at some point. And you do shows with all these people all the time, and that's what you forget. Like being a touring comedian, like you know the greatest comedians in the world, and that's one of the dopest parts of our job. Is like I'm hanging out with the guys I looked up to the guys that are new and coming up, to like, you know, new guys. And it's like they're all in the same building. No other job is like that, where you're not like, I'm going to be a doctor. And then you're like you're doing your residency, and then you're working with the dopest cardiologist in the fucking planet. Like that doesn't happen in any other job. You know, you just you get thrown, and then you're like with the guys at the top of your game, and you might be on the show with them. I remember my first open mic I did, like in LA, one of the first ones, it was at the Rainbow Bar, and Hal Sparks, which, you know, not that he's a huge name or whatever, but he's a guy that was on TV. He was on Talk Soup. Like I remember watching him on TV, and I'm like, what? And he was next. And then I was after him. I was like, what the fuck? What's crazy to me is you might be doing a show, and there's a comedian that makes fucking $500 a year from comedy, and then Russell Peters will go on after him, and that guy makes, you know, fucking $40 million a year. And that's the same stage. And we just worked on the same platform. And that's the whole dichotomy of the fucking making so much money, and then some people don't make the money, honey. You got to have some fucking money, honey. Okay, back to my nephew turning 1. My brother and I, if you listen to the podcast, you know we have a little tumultuous relationship. My sister-in-law, I love her. We get along very well. But sometimes I go and I get caught in the middle of their little gripes and little guff they're giving each other, man, and it sucks because, like, I wish they got along a little bit better now that they have the kid. And I don't know because I've never had a kid, and that might be the stress from the child being on the relationship. And then, you know, my brother works his ass off, and then she's taking care of the kid, so they both think they're doing the most. They think like, you know, my sister-in-law thinks she's watching the kid. That's the hardest job. My brother's like, I'm fucking working all the time, and that's the hardest job because he is working his ass off to make the family money. And then she's, you know, taking care of the kid, which is not an easy thing to do either. Sometimes I come over there and they're fresh out of like an argument or some shit. Now I'm fucking stuck in the middle of that shit. And I'm like, no, yeah. And I play both sides. I'll throw each other under the bus. Like, oh, he's a fucking asshole, isn't he? What a fucking loser he is, man. God damn it. He's not even out here spending time with his fucking mom. He's not even out here with you guys. And then I'll go right upstairs, dude. I'm such a Benedict Arnold. I'll go right upstairs to my brother. He's fucking working his ass off. His eyes can't even focus. He's been looking at a computer screen for the last fucking 18 hours because he's doing 300 reports. He does appraisals, and he's looking at the fucking screen like this, and he's got his fucking snacks around him. I could tell he's like a fucking, like they told him, like they had a gun to his head, and they go, work, and we're going to throw you fucking coconut fruit snacks. And that's all you get to eat. It's just piles of like little snacks from Trader Joe's all around his desk, and he's just working. Dude, my bro is grinding up there. Like he's in a Taiwanese sweatshop, and they told him, yo, we got to get these pants out by noon. He's cranking away, dude. He's just looking at the screen. His eyes, they can't even focus, dude. He's still in a robe, hasn't showered. It's 8 p.m. And I'm like, Mark, dude, Rebecca's fucking being a bitch. Can you believe she doesn't even fucking do anything? You're working your ass off for the family, man.
You son of a bitch.
Dog, it's horrible.
You want to be liked by both of them.
Always. I want to be liked. I want to be liked by people. So I'll fucking, yeah, man. When I'm talking to you, I see your side so well.
Yeah.
But if I'm talking to the person you're arguing with, I see their side well. I think that's a pretty big character flaw.
Yeah.
That's just the way I am, dude. Like, I want to be liked by that. And that's the immigrant shit, dude. I'm telling you. Like, I've been wanting to be, like, liked so much in this community or be accepted by people around me, whether it was in school or whether it was in life. Just wanted to be accepted because I felt foreign.
No, that happens to a lot of minorities because it happens, like, to me, I see it more on, like, my aunts that came to this country because I was first generation, but they were first generation earlier.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but they do the same thing. They'll agree with someone, and then they're like, fuck, I can't have these two people in the same room.
My dad and his ex-wife, Bobby, who lives in Long Beach, dog, I would do that all the time, man. And I got my boat over at Bobby's house, which is parked right there in the front of her. She has this boat slip. So, man, I went over there after my dad got kicked out. I threw my dad under the bus. So I fucking threw him under the bus, put that bitch in reverse, and then drove over to the tire. I go, Bobby, he's fucking crazy. I can't believe how did you last so long? This is my own dad. Dude, I fucking tossed him under there, man. But I feel so bad for Bobby. So, I mean, I felt it. And I told my dad, I had to laugh about it with him. I fucking went and told him, I go, Dad, I threw your ass under the motherfucking bus. Dude, 'cause I don't have money for a trailer, bro. I got no money for a place to take the boat. I got nothing. I don't have a truck. My boat's in the water. I can't just anchor. You fucked it up. Don't toss me into this. That's some selfish shit, huh?
Yeah.
What are you going to do, man?
No, I would have done the same thing.
Well, yeah, but I told him, I laughed about it with my dad, which I thought was funny, man. And he was cracking up. He goes, oh, you son of a bitch. My dad still won't let my brother live down this thing he did when we were kids. Like when my mom and dad were about to divorce, when he was like he was probably 7, I was 5. And my mom and dad got in a heated argument, and my brother snuck away and called the cops. Yeah. And then the cops came, And then they interrogated my brother, and he snitched on my dad. Bro, my dad fucking once a year brings that shit up. He goes, "You were fucking 7 years old calling the police, telling the fucking police to me." Dude, from that day, I think like, you know, if you were in the mob or some shit, like that was the defining moment of where I can't trust this motherfucker. Like my dad thought, fuck, I can never trust him.
Yeah.
And whenever he wants to turn me on, my brother, he goes, "That fucking guy would not last." Because he didn't think I'd ever do that. And I've been loyal for what he knows.
Yeah.
But I'll tell him straight up, man. At this age, I don't give a fuck either, man. It's all out there, dude. You know, it's all out there, dog.
That's so funny.
At some point in your life, and I hope to get there. I still don't think I'm 100 there. But how you just be like, this is how I am, dude.
Yeah.
You know, it's just how I am. And not hesitate or censor yourself. Even on here, sometimes I'll censor myself and go, oh, fuck. Yeah, but how I talk to you is how I should be able to talk to everybody. How I talk to you as the audience. And that's what I think a great comic is somebody that you watch on stage and they're talking just how they would be talking to their friends, and they're talking to you and you feel like you're part of that discussion. That's what I think is cool. And when I know I'm having a good set is when that's happening. You've created this feeling of like, hey, we're all homies and this is a party. That's what I love, dude. That's what I want my shows always to be. In the moment, having a good time, no filters. We'll cut that out. Woo! Still got it, dude. I drank way too much coffee today. It's fucking 5 p.m., dog. I feel good. I think I'm going to have to fucking soak up the coffee because I was watching some other episodes, bro. Dragging.
But that's it.
If you guys like the podcast, dude, please subscribe. I'll throw that in there. I don't think I've ever done. I feel like I'm hopped up on Adderall. By the way, guys, if I die, it's up to JR. Okay? It's up to JR. He could make me look like the dopest comic that ever lived with the amount of tape that he has. Okay, so I'm saying this, and I'm saying this in all sincerity. If I die, message JR and be like, "Go, where are the tapes?" And he can go two ways. Yeah. He could either make me look like one of the dopest comics that has ever walked this planet, or the biggest fucking loser ever. Because the tapes tell two stories.
I have hours of tape.
The tapes tell two stories in between takes. In between takes, when there's pauses, my unsureness sometimes. Yeah. Sets where I've bombed, they're on wax too. You know, few and far between, but I might lose it on an audience every now and then. And if you watch me, you may know what I'm talking about. You go, "Oh, yeah, I saw that guy. He's fucking crazy. He lost it. This lady just asked how he was doing." I may have been drunk and I took it the wrong way. I go, "You fucking bitch. What you fucking this bitch?" He has all those too. If you cut that together, I'd be canceled after death. So here's a perfect example. Sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes if I've been having a couple cocktails or something, I'll feel like I'm in the groove. We all have. We all have. You know, when you have a few and you're feeling a little loosey-goosey, you're like, I'm going to get in there and talk some shit. Let me get in there. I'm at the cocked up party. "Hey, Frank. Yeah, I know what you're talking about." But to everybody else, you're too much. But you think you're vibing. It's like cocaine will do that to you. That's a deceiving motherfucker. You know, the little devil's dandruff will get you talking crazy too. Well, you get that confidence. You think you're being smart. You don't realize you look like an asshole. So after a couple boozes, I might be like that on stage sometimes. On this particular night, JR and I don't know, for whatever reason, we hung out with some friends.
You had done a set at the Comedy Store.
So, yeah, we did a set at the Comedy Store. The homies, we went in the green room. They're back there, but they have some liquid acid. And, yeah, I'm a guy that likes to have fun. You know, whatever. I'm a fucking comedian. I'm not an accountant. I can fuck around a little bit, right? It was like a Friday night, maybe. I go, "Fuck, what's going on? What's in the vial?" And my buddy goes, "It's a little liquid L, bro. Good shit, man. It's like fucking whatever the guy, you know, acid
trials. They're
acid
doing...
talk." He started talking some shit that was like, "This is great. I'm gonna miss out." Yeah. He sold it so good. He was like those guys that sell knives at Costco. That's how he was doing it. Where you gotta buy it, even if you don't want it. He's showing you how good they chop. So I go, "Fuck. Well, we gotta try it, JR. We gotta try your game. I mean, you know, it's Friday at 8 p.m. What could go wrong?" So he's like, dude, we'll just dose you with a little bit, dude. So we have little water bottles and we put a little acid in there each. And we're like, this ain't gonna do shit. He's like, oh, dude, that'll make you feel fine. So we take it. Obviously, this is the same story everybody will tell you. Oh, I didn't feel nothing at first.
Yeah.
Then I have another set at the Improv. So we're going from the Comedy Store to the Hollywood Improv on Melrose. We get there, and like always, the show's running a little late. I don't know how many of these ones I've had where, the ship has sailed on whatever drug I've taken.
And you were trying to plan it. We were trying to plan it like, ooh, get the
Yeah,
shit.
where you go, it takes a little bit for the acid to kick in. We won't be super tripping. Plus, we took a little bit. Maybe I'll get colorful on stage. So I went up, and dude, in my head, I'm feeling good. I'm getting giggly in the hallway. I'm fucking riffing like a beast in the hallway, dude. I remember Paige was there, manager of the Improv, and I'm just fucking on it. I'm going, ba-da-da-da-da. Everyone's laughing. Everyone's dying. I'm crushing it.
In the hole.
In the hallway, right by the bathrooms right there. Right before you go on stage, you might stand in the hallway. And then a couple, comics will gather, and I was talking to the manager, and we were just, and I love, like, making them laugh, like, and it's all inside jokes about us, the club, what's going on, and it's going great. So I'm like, dude, this is going to be a great set. I feel it. I feel it in my bones. JR, get your camera out.
Yeah.
I swear to God, I may have even said that.
Yeah.
Did I? I go, man, I wish we had the camera.
Get some footage.
Oh, I was like, just get the intro. And this fucking guy. So I'm up there, and I'm thinking at the beginning, I think I'm spitting fire, dude. And then the lights start going jiggly jiggly, and I'm like, oh shit. And I'm in the set. So now the worst thing you could do is be disconnected from your audience in comedy. The moment there's a lapse in the connection between you and the crowd, you're fucked. You have to be on the same page with them, or else who are you performing for, dog? And there was this little lapse in the thing because I was on acid and they were not. And now I'm telling whatever story I'm telling, and I'm thinking I'm painting these pictures and shit, and I could start to see them and it wasn't a big crowd.
Yeah.
And there's one thing when you can lose it, and there's like 3 or 4 crazy motherfuckers that may be on acid that I'm vibing with. There wasn't those guys on this night. And I remember like halfway through the set, I'm going, oh, fuck. In the beginning, I was like, dude, I'm fucking crushing it. And then slowly I started to look at their faces, and they were not as friendly as they were in the beginning. And they were going like, what the fuck? And at some point, they were just going, what the fuck is this guy talking about? Whereas I felt like an alien. And then I kept looking at this motherfucker, JR, and he's holding the camera. I go, put the camera down. But I couldn't tell her. I couldn't be like, hey, put the camera. We're good.
I thought you were killing.
He thought I was killing. So I see you laughing,
Yeah.
and I'm going, is he laughing because I'm bombing now?
Because you could.
And because I could see their faces, he can't. So he thinks whatever I'm saying is genius. It was in the moment, but it was not a very good moment in the history of my shit on stage. So and we looked at the tape, bro. Oh my God. It was hard. I couldn't even watch it. I was like, JR, I don't know what the fuck could you
I thought I had gold.
Yeah. He's like, dude, wait till you see this shit. Oh my God, bro, you were fucking talking some great shit. And then we look at the tape, and it's just me going like, do you guys know what I'm talking? And I wasn't like finishing my words and shit.
I also thought there was a lot of factors that made me think you were fucking killing too, because we also saw that weird ass show, right? Remember that weird ass show?
Oh,
but
my
before
God.
that, you walked outside, and there was a very tall, beautiful black girl that was in the audience, and you were talking to her, and she just came out and slipped you her number. And then you were like this, and in my mind, I'm like, damn, that fool was killing.
I was on, but I thought I was on.
Yeah, so I'm like, oh, a girl slipped him his number. He's fucking doing this. And then we went to the lab, and the lab was doing, I don't know, what kind of show were they doing? A magician show?
Oh my God. Now, you remember I told you about the Comedy Store? It's got 3 showrooms. Now, the Hollywood Improv has 2 showrooms. They have the main stage, which is the main room that everyone goes to, seats about 250 or something like that, right?
Yeah.
And then they got the lab, which is like their belly room, and that seats like maybe 40, 50 people, something like that. So we walk over from the main room to the lab after my set, and we walked in there as if they were like, hey guys, JR and Amir are on acid.
Yeah.
Give them the works. We go in. Lights are flashing, dude. There's fucking a magician guy that's like a famous magician that does like crazy like chicken cutting off the heads. There's like streamers. He shoots like one of those bottle rocket things out of his ass.
Yeah.
No joke. That's all. And we walk into that. And we're just going, oh my God, dude. Ha, 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 ha. And we're just cracking up, laughing hysterically at everything that's going on in the room. And it was just the most incredible show to be watching when you were on whatever we were on.
And the magician dude, like you said, he was like a famous dude, and he had jokes in between his
But everything was so fast, and it was just like, I'm like, oh my God, It was like everything was hitting. Like some guy would throw a dart and blow a balloon out of his ass, and like this thing would happen, then a fucking streamer would go that way, and then you turn and look, and then he was cutting a chicken's head off, but it wasn't a real chicken, it was a fake chicken, but you only realized that until after you saw that it was a dead chicken. And and maybe it looked stupid to everybody else, but we were going, wah, wah, wah.
It was a great night. Show. It was a good show because everybody was saying that it was a good show. To us, it was just that much better.
Oh, yeah, dude. It was so great, man. But I'm sure some of the people in the audience were going, what the fuck are they on? And are they part of the show? But one of the craziest things I saw in the lab was on Sandy Danto's show. Sandy's a very funny comic who does a show called Watch Me Chill in the lab. And he goes, Amir, would you come and do a set? And just don't worry about what's going on in the audience. And I go, no problem, dude. So I come and do a set. And this fucking guy, Josh Nasser, is in the audience. And I start to fucking smell something. I'm like, what the fuck is that? And I'm like, what? And I see a little smoke in the fucking audience. I go, what the fuck is going on while I'm doing my set? This motherfucker has a George Foreman grill plugged in. And he's cooking a steak on a George Foreman. So Sandy's show is just like crazy shit's going on like the whole time, you know? You don't know what's part of it. And I know that it's Josh, and he said, don't acknowledge anything that's going on. So I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And I'm acting like I don't know him and stuff. I'm like, come on, dude, what's going on here? And he's like, I'm just making a steak. I didn't want to do the 2-item minimum. I didn't want to pay for the 2-item minimum, so I brought my own. And he's fucking cooking a steak. And there's other people in the audience. He goes, anybody want something? And now Josh used to sell meat. So he's like, I'm a meat salesman, and he knows the pitch. He goes, I got back saps, zip saps, sirloins, and tenderloins, and T-dimes, T-bones, and fillets. And he does this whole spiel, so it sounds like he's totally legit. And the crowd's just going, what the fuck is this guy doing? And then he starts cutting up the meat and giving it to the fucking audience. Just straight up cooking meat in the lab.